Hello there. Today I want to talk about how to stay in love when sex takes a back seat in your relationship. Now, this does happen sometimes. Sex is a wonderful thing, and we often think of it as the icing on the cake of the whole journey of intimacy. And sometimes, whether it's for short-term reasons or even long-term reasons, sex does take a back seat or actually isn't happening in a relationship. Now, there are many reasons for this. For example, it's very common for sex to be not on the agenda so much after having children, after having a baby particularly. Your attention is elsewhere. Or if one of you isn't well, and hormones are all over the place, for example. Or medication. Medication can affect your sexual response and interest in sex hugely, especially antidepressants or medication that treats high blood pressure, prostate medication. All those things can affect the sexual desire. And it's a difficult thing. Now, I say it's a difficult thing, but some couples cope with it very well. And what's the key thing about relationship? I always say it's about being happy and enjoying what you have together. And I don't know how I'm going to sound if I say sex isn't the be-all and end-all of relationship. So sometimes you need to come to terms with sex not being present, especially if there really is a reason that is not changeable. You may need to talk about that deeply together and realise you're going to have to settle for it. Now, that may not be the case. It may be that it's not there for reasons that don't feel right and you want to do something about. Well, then, for sure, talk about it, decide, I hope, that you need some help, because it's not about settling for something if it doesn't feel right. So let's see what else you can do if for any reason, any of those reasons, sex isn't present. The important thing, and this is really important, if it's one of you that's struggling with being sexual, it's important that the other one doesn't blame or punish their partner in any way. It might be quite subtle, but you may be making comments that are hurtful. You may be pressurizing your partner. Those things just don't work. They cause distress. So what I'd like to invite you to do is think of the whole intimacy spectrum, that there are many ways to be intimate, and if you enjoy all the rest of being intimate and know that sex is there, but at the moment it isn't quite happening in your relationship, what else can you do? Well, definitely, for one thing, go to bed together and put your bodies together. Now, we do put our bodies together when we're sexual, but that doesn't mean that you can't do that when sex isn't going to happen. It's a beautiful thing to bring your bodies close, to put your arms around each other, and to slow down in that, to just stay there together, to feel each other's presence, to breathe together deeply. It's very beautiful to feel the heart of your partner against your heart. It's very special. It creates bonding. You may feel that you want to gently stroke each other's faces or put little kisses all over each other's faces. So let yourselves explore together all the ways that you can feel close and bonded, physically and emotionally, because intimacy isn't only about your physical connection. It's very much an emotional sense of specialness between you. And I just want to reiterate again, if it's not feeling good that sex isn't in your relationship, do get help. Come to me if you can, or someone else who you trust and talk about it together. It's important.